June the 24th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East, and the heat just marching on across the region. But some relief is on the horizon. I'll talk about that. Plus, we'll look at our disturbance down in the Caribbean, where that might be heading and what that might be doing over the course of the next week or so as we roll through this edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Now, we did have a few storms across the region yesterday, actually a pretty decent number of them, and you see all those wind damage reports. Not a tremendous amount of them, but there was a tremendous amount of them up in the Midwest, but across the Carolinas and the Virginias, sort of widely scattered wind damage reports, and those storms will be firing up again today. And again, they could produce some damaging winds, and again, they will likely produce some pretty prolific cloud-to-ground lightning. Those intense storms in the Midwest were impressive to watch. A number of tornado warnings issued, including one yesterday for the immediate Chicago area. All right, this is the radar this morning. Things actually pretty quiet. We don't have much in the way of any active severe weather. In fact, no actual warnings in effect across the entire country in terms of severe weather. Heat advisory, though, that has been expanded a little farther westward across our region, now including cities such as Columbia and Raleigh-Durham, also Wilmington and Myrtle Beach, Elizabeth City, in that heat advisory again today. Also another heat advisory for Tupelo and Memphis, and in eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas as well. Another scorcher of a day today, but things beginning to change. That upper level ridge beginning to retreat back off to the west a bit. Still in the heat today, but let me show you what's coming next week. It's going to still be pretty hot through the weekend, but look at that. This is the upper ear chart off the GFS for Thursday morning of next week, and that is a major pattern change. Big trough in the eastern United States, and that means significantly cooler and significantly drier air. And I think that's going to be a welcome thing across our region for sure. Now let's get into the modeling here. Today, another hot day. A lot of upper 90s for highs. Some folks could clip the 100-degree mark. And I do think later on this afternoon into this evening, there'll be a few showers and storms develop. A lot of folks will probably wind up staying dry, but the storms that do form could again pack a punch. Tomorrow, the forecast actually pretty tricky. A weakening front will drop in and stall out, and exactly where that front stalls out will determine who has a good chance of seeing some scattered storms tomorrow. Certainly looks like around the North and South Carolina border region down into South Carolina and North Georgia, a pretty good chance for scattered storms, but the chances get a little bit more questionable the farther north you go, say around the Triad and up into the northwestern North Carolina mountains. But for the time being, I'm going to maintain the chance of scattered showers and storms around the region tomorrow. Saturday, same deal. All depends on where that front is, but generally speaking, I'll still mention the chance Saturday of scattered showers and storms, and then the chances might try to diminish a bit into Sunday as the heat tries to build a little bit. Still looks like highs well into the 90s over the weekend, and then we get a more significant front moving in. Pretty good shower and storm chances Monday into Tuesday, and then look at how we shape up Wednesday. That looks nice. And then Thursday, that high pressure building in from Canada into the central and the eastern part of the country. Sure looks nice here toward the second half of next week. Now, exactly how things unfold next week, some of that will be determined by the tropics. There is the early morning tropical weather outlook from the National Hurricane Center. They have that medium probability of development there in the central Caribbean Sea. There's the satellite imagery here from 5 o'clock, or actually 4:15 is when this satellite image is from. And the area we're watching is right here, right in this area, for signs of development. The convection's still very disorganized, but a lot of the features you look for are in place in terms of possible development. The wind shear, not really a big deal around the system. Water temperature is very warm. There's none of that Saharan dust layer, that dry air to worry about. So the chance for development is there. And there's the spread and computer model guidance. You have anything from the shallow models taking this right across Mexico to some of the hurricane models curving this up to the central Gulf Coast. Let me show you some of the specific models here I picked out. This is a look at the Canadian, and it winds up with this near the upper Texas coast as we go 108 hours out into the future. Here's the GFDL. It wraps this up into a weak hurricane and brings it close to the mouth of the Mississippi River. The Hurricane Wharf keeps it as a tropical storm and moves it toward the western Florida panhandle. So you have anything from the Hurricane Wharf, which is the farthest east model, to keeping the thing in Mexico. And it might not even develop at all, but certainly the chance of development is there with the system down in the Caribbean Sea. We're going to keep monitoring that. And remember, on News 14 Carolina, tropical updates for you, 21 minutes and 51 minutes past every hour. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Stay cool. Again, today you need to take frequent breaks if you're going to be doing some outdoor activity, and certainly check on anybody you know that does not have access to air conditioning. But just kind of keep in the back of your mind, it looks like relief is on the horizon out there toward the middle part of next week. All right, that's it for today. Have a great day, and God bless.